Chris with HobbyKing.com, and we've got some awesome FPV products we're going to talk about today. So this is a new company on the market. It's called AOMWAY. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You guys know I'm horrible with names. But anyway, they are one of the first companies to receive ISO 9001 certification, which is pretty high credential as far as quality control and QC issues are concerned. But interesting FPV products. So this is the 10X little FPV camera right here. And they've got a second flavor, which I've got hooked up, and we'll go over it here in a second. And this is the 30X. Now these are actual optical zoom FPV cameras. Now, of course, it comes with nice isolated mounts for direct mounting, but in my opinion, if you're running a zoom, I would probably put it on a gimbal, because as you zoom out optically, stability is going to definitely become an issue, and vibration. So, I think this is more of a token mount, but in reality, I would just get yourself a nice digital SLR or mid-size gimbal, and then and just Velcro it right onto that and run that as your FPV camera. But anyway, the cool thing about this is that it has RC control, and by that I mean the zoom is able to be controlled via a standard aux channel or auxiliary channel off of your receiver, as well as the focus. It can be set up for K manual focus or manual override as well. Has a really nice built-in OSD to set up all kinds of neat features, including low light conditions, sun blowout with HLM, and a few other neat things on that. Now the overall package of the camera looks a little bit larger, but this is all just a composite frame, and in reality it's fairly light. If you take a look at the specs, I think this one's rated at about 165 grams for the camera itself. So it's pretty light, even though it is a little bit larger in package. But if you take a look at the overall size, it's really just not that big. Matter of fact, if you tout and look at their webpage and check it out, they show this flying underneath a Nova style quad with mount points that will bolt right onto one of those. Now right on the back side, we've got 12 volts in, we've got our control in, as well as AV out. Right on the back side, you've got the manual input for all the functions if you want to do some manual control on it as well. Now I have a 30 times zoom one right here plugged in. I know you guys love to see this stuff work. So right now I think I've got it pointed back at some of the stuff on the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see. It gives you your zoom level right in here. You can turn that OSD off, and you can see how quickly it has already focused. Right now we're on the wall here. I'm just going to throw it out of focus and then move my hand, and you'll see how fast it comes right back into focus. Extremely fast. And of course you can control the zoom via RC like we were talking about. Really nice camera. And of course, like I was saying, it's Sony CCD in there, so it's a excellent optical 700 line ability on this camera. So both of them are pretty cool. So you got the 10 times like I was talking about, and we've got the 30 times zoom right here, which is just a little bit larger in the case. It only weighs about 30-40 grams more than the 10 times zoom. A little bit larger case though, so you would need a little bit larger gimbal to support that. But if you have an FPV application, or you have a multi-rotor where a zoom lens would be beneficial to you, you definitely got to take a look at these, because they have been optimized for that type of environment, as well as RC control. Now the same company has also introduced two other products we're going to be talking about. One, of course, is going to be a right-hand circular polarized 5.8 helical antenna. And it has a tuned base plate as well. A lot of them out there on the market that are helicals don't have that. And what that allows it to have is a little bit broader beam instead of being so narrowed as well. Really nice support structure in here for the helix itself, so it won't get deformed. And it also comes with this little extension which allows it to be bent and used as a 90-degree, or if you're going to use it on a pair of goggles or something like that. Fairly inexpensive in comparison to the other ones out there. And they actually have some charge and stuff where they've actually can improve the tuning on this antenna and its effectiveness. Now granted, there's probably much better antennas on the market, but for the price range, it's definitely a heck of a lot better than a lot of them that are out there for this type of environment, or 5.8 on the helicals. The other product that we're introducing from AOMWAY is their receiver. Now this is a 32 channel receiver, and it's the one I was actually using up here on the video. What's really nice is it's got its band in its channel, so it supports all 32 channels, 4 bands and 8 channels per band. But the only thing that really sets this aside, and is actually kind of cool, is it has this right here. It has a built-in DVR. Now this allows you to record your flights via the 5.8. You don't have to have an external DVR. It doesn't have to be built in or lugged around. All you got to do is press one button down. It's going to start blinking, which will start recording. Push one button and it's off. Now the other really interesting thing about this is it has 2 AV outputs, which are normally just a shared output, just split and boosted. But AV1 is the output via the DVR, so it's being processed by the DVR, and then that is the output out of there. AV2 is direct signal, non-being processed by the DVR itself. So one might give you a touch of latency, but you're going to be able to do playback as well as live action from the DVR itself through AV1. But if you're concerned about the latency due to the DVR processing it, you have AV2 for the direct output on that as well. And of course, like I was saying, it has a trans flash or micro SD card built in, up to 64 gigabytes on that, so that's endless flight hours for sure. All the specs are definitely going to be listed under the new products page. So this is a pretty exciting FPV brand that we started to carry. Definitely take a look at it if you're in the market for any of these type of products. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will see you guys next time.